Welcome to the Drivin Agriculture Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Jo Hollabaugh, professional breakaway roper and a member of the Ag Truck Trader Pro Rodeo team. Here at Drivin Agriculture, we are all things agriculture all the time, and our main priority is doing what's best in the ag space, talking trucks. So strap in and let's go roll some coal. Welcome to the Drivin Agricultural Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Jo Hollabaugh, and we're here today talking, obviously, all things AgPack and the Certified Ag Group, but we're bringing you, this month, we have two brand new partners that we're talking to, and we wanted to tell you guys all about our brand new partnerships. We're going to be talking about the GEN-Y Hitch. And so I am here today. I said that right?
Absolutely.
I did. I got it. I nailed it. And
first go around, we did it
we're
right.
doing great. Yeah. Yep. So we're here with GEN-Y Hitch. They're a brand new partner of the AgPack and all things Drivin Agricultural. Jason, welcome to the podcast. It's great to have you here as an AgPack partner.
Thank you, Jordan. It's great to be here. Absolutely. We're excited about the AgPack. We've been talking about it for quite some time. Donna and her team have been doing a phenomenal job on just making sure that we move forward with this whole, the AgPack. So we're excited to be here and talk about it. So.
Well, and we're excited to have you guys. And GEN-Y Hitch is something, obviously, as a rodeo cowgirl, I've got a hitch on every one of my vehicles that I pull, that I own, whether it's my side-by-side, my Ram Dodge truck, or my tractor, anything and everything that we've got, my semi, we've got a hitch on there. So tell me a little bit about your company background and where GEN-Y Hitch started.
Yeah, for sure. So GEN-Y was started by the gentleman by the name of Carl Burkholder back in 2010 and 11. Carl had a tree trimming business, and he was just frustrated with always having the incorrect hitches on the wrong truck, or not having the right hitch on the truck that he needed to tow that specific piece of equipment that day. So an idea occurred to Carl, is like, man, if I just take receiver tubes and stack them together. Imagine just receiver tubes, like your truck receiver, but he took receiver tubes and stacked them together so that he could adjust it up and down. And then he put a dual ball on the front and the pintle lock and a shank on the back. And Jordan, literally overnight, it fixed his problem. Absolutely fixed his problem. So he could lock. So he had one hitch to tow all kinds of different things that he had to, pieces of equipment he had to tow. So he put a lock on the hitch, and it stayed in his truck. And then, how it goes, friends and family saw it and were like, hey, Carl, can you make me one? And so he made a couple more. And then the right guy saw it, and they were like, Carl, put a patent on that thing and take it to market. So he did. He put a patent on it. And then he called my brother Joel. Joel Helmuth and Carl were the two guys that started it back in 2012. It was those two guys building one hitch a week. And then they went to breakfast one morning. They were like, man, if we could just have one hitch a day being built, we'd have it made. So I always like to tell that story because it's where we come from. Modest beginnings, humble beginnings, right? In a garage, story in a garage. So we took that same, called the Mega Duty now. If you go on our website, GEN-YHitch.com, and look at the Mega Duty, that was what started, and it is still our bestseller today. It is absolutely versatile. So you can actually take the dual ball. You've got a 2-inch ball and a 2 5/16, and then you can adjust it up and down however you want it, for height, to get to where you can actually tow with it at being level. You can also take that dual ball and turn it on a 90. So think about the ball as being this way, horizontal. And then in the center of that dual ball, there's actually a hole where you can put an 1 7/8 ball. Or for the AgPack people, the market, they can back up to their hay wagon, anhydrous tank, forage wagon, anything with a hammer strap, right? And then you can just back up and tow with it. You can hook up your to your hay wagon and just drop a pin through it. You can also back up to a trailer that has a pintle ring. Pintle ring is that ring that's, instead of your traditional coupler, some of the heavier duty or more commercial trailers have a pintle ring, and you drop it over the 2 5/16 ball, and then there's like what we call a pintle lock, but it looks like a wedge. You can pin it back out of the way, so it's out of the way, but then you can pull it out and pin it into place. Now this ring can't bounce off the top, and you can tow. It is the only hitch that you'll ever need. So you can back up to anything, and tow with at any height. You can flip our hitches into the rise position. We have a 2-inch, a 2.5, and a 3-inch shank. Okay, so any trucks out there on the market, anything from a half ton all the way up to 500, like a F550 or whatever. There's some Ford trucks have the 3-inch receiver. Most of the heavier duty trucks have a 2.5. But if you have a Ford truck, make sure you measure your receiver hitch because it has a 3-inch receiver. So um, does that kind of help you answer your questions on as far as how it got
Well,
started?
yeah, and I really want to touch on how you said humble beginnings, because I think sometimes, well, first and foremost, every farmer, rancher, anybody in the AgPack program can definitely relate to that, is humble beginnings,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And we want to be part of companies like that because those are the stories that we all dream about and some of us have experienced. And so knowing that is, it just makes us, only a handshake away. But then
Yeah.
too, in the fact of like, you built one a week, one a day, and now you're one of the largest companies that there are and part of the AgPack program. It's just a phenomenal story. But I think too is you guys are so passionate about your product.
Mhm.
You're passionate about what you do, but it's close to home, right? So it
Yeah.
applies, and you have thought through each and every hitch, each and every functionality. What could go wrong? Let's have you're a solution based company, and I think for
One.
me that's what really stands out as I'm starting to
Yeah.
learn about GEN-Y Hitch.
That's as you're talking about that, it just reminds me of what Carl always tells us to do, and sell the sizzle and not the steak, right? And it really is about that. I mean, innovation. You hit it right on the head. Innovation is the core of who we are. We're an innovative driven company. We have 85 patents and trademarks within our company, and we're not going to stop. We're going to continue doing that. We're 100% satisfaction guarantee. So what that means for you as a customer, if you buy our hitches and let's say for whatever reason it's too much of a drop or not enough of a drop or whatever the case might be, within 30 days you can have it shipped back to us. We'll exchange it. Or if it's outside that 30-day window, we'll work with you. We're not going to leave you sit. We always say we're not going to leave you sit with a product that you can't use. It doesn't do you any good and it doesn't do us any good, right? So just making sure that they're taken care of. Also, just that we have a limited lifetime warranty on all of our products. So the manufacturer defect is covered for life, Jordan. It's covered for life. There's no questions asked. If it's a manufacturer defect, we're going to cover it. So,
And I think too, like all the things that make difference to farmers, ranchers, anybody within the agricultural community, you guys have, like you said, you're selling the sizzle, not the steak. You've already solved that problem. But to have that guarantee in a product makes me think you believe in your product. And so I'm like, yeah,
mm-hmm.
I'm all in. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit more on, I know you touched on it a little bit earlier on all the hitches, everything that they cover. What do you guys see the most moving product wise and in your lineup wise at GEN-Y?
Well, so we have a very interesting but a very proven technology called TorsionFlex. Um, I couldn't be more excited about the TorsionFlex. The TorsionFlex is a technology, again, patented, and we have it across all aspects of our hitches or towing products. And we always talk about that the TorsionFlex is not going to stop at towing. We're going to put it on other items as well in the future. But today, if you were to buy our products today, you can get it on a bumper pull hitch. So it's called the Boss. So if you go on our website and look up the Boss, it's just like our Mega Duty, but it has a TorsionFlex. And how I can best explain it, Jordan, is the fact that it has. So for those customers out there that know like torsion axles, torsion axles have been around for many, many years, and it's a proven technology. We use the same technology in our hitches. And what it is there's four heavy-duty rubber cords that we put inside a housing of our hitch. And if you go on our website, you can watch videos. If you go onto YouTube, on our YouTube channel, look it up. It's phenomenal how it's done. It's so simple. But back to how it works, it's basically four heavy rubber cords, and then there's a torsion tube on the inside. But what it does, it actually, as your weight of your trailer pushes it down, that hitch is like two separate pieces, the front and the back piece, with what we call torsion link arms, is what keeps it connected. But inside the housing of the actual back piece of the hitch, there's rubber cords, and as it rests, that torsion tube will turn into the rubber cord, and it dampens that shock. So for consumers, the best way I can explain the biggest benefit that you're going to get as a consumer is you're going to have a more comfortable ride. Okay. So think about when you're towing, you're getting pounded in your seat, you have a really rough ride, you get to where you're going and it's a day's drive, you're just getting pounded, you're tired when you get there. We've literally had customers telling us they couldn't believe the difference. When they get there, they're not as tired. There's fuel mile savings, but here's where I really want to end up at. Thinking about your market space, cowgirls, cowboys having horses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I can tell you is I had early on when I started my career with Gen-Y, I had a conversation with a guy that bought a TorsionFlex gooseneck coupler, and he's on the East Coast, okay, and he had horses that he was always towing a couple states to the north, and he said every time I got to where I was going, he was like, it was always the same thing. These horses were restless, they were uneasy, they were just not happy because they were just getting pounded back there, right? He said the first time that he used our TorsionFlex gooseneck coupler, he could not believe it. He said, I opened the doors and the horses were just as calm as could be. So it talked to me about the fact that we always talk about how the driver is getting protected, less stress on the driver, you have more comfortable ride. But think about also the cargo, that precious cargo that you're towing. It's also helping protect that. I could tell you another story or another example. It's on the RV side, but there's a big RV company that partnered with us and is using our TorsionFlex pin box. So it's a fifth wheel pin box, and one of the owners of this massive RV company actually was towing his personal RV. It's called Brinkley RV. He was towing his personal RV from Florida to Tennessee, stopped, and he had these sodas sitting in his refrigerator in his coach. When he stopped, he couldn't believe it. These sodas were still standing at the same space, the same place, upright, not falling down. So again, just for those consumers that are thinking about, I'd like to have a more comfortable ride. I want to protect my horses. It's proven. And again, try it. If you don't like it, within 30 days, get it back to us. We'll take care. We'll reimburse you. We'll maybe try another product that we think might better suit you. But like you said earlier, we believe in our products. We're 100% behind it. We're not shy about it. We're going to give you the best product that we can possibly get to you. We want you to have the best experience, not just cosmetically looking good or there's everything that's included on all this. We want to be that company.
And I think too, for me, like, as a cowgirl, and I know that part of AgPack, there's so many different dimensions, right? Rodeo is definitely a part of ag, and ag is always a part of rodeo. But speaking on behalf of horses, like, we invest so much time, money, and effort into our horses that they are
Yeah,
top priority, right? If they don't show
yeah,
up and compete at their best level, then we can't have a chance to compete against the best in the world at all times. And so we're always, because if horses could talk, life would be easy,
yeah.
but it's not. And so we're always
Man.
trying to do something to offset and give those horses the secure and the comfort and the ride they need. I've said it a million times and I've heard it said a million times. Rodeoing it's not the runs that your horses take as much as the road, because the roads are so
Yep,
terrible, and
yep.
jobbing up and down all the time and riding in the trailer. Can you imagine standing up for 8 to 10 hours a day at a time on a trailer and trying to balance? So this hitch is definitely something I'm going to need to add into my arsenal. But I think that that's huge, and not just for my horses, but if you're hauling cattle, like you said, if you're hauling
Yeah,
precious cargo, RV haulers, on that, and
yeah,
then even big loads of shipping and all of that stuff. I mean, it really could benefit each and every person.
yeah. 100%. So the thing that you just talked about, if we were to stand back in that horse trailer, like actually stand in it and drive for a couple hours, I can assure you that people would know what we're talking about, right? They would understand it. I would say one other thing that I just want to just briefly touch on. So because we're a customer service driven company, let's say you're out in the field and something breaks down or whatever for whatever reason that pertains to the Gen-Y Hitch. Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have people by the phone. When you call in, we're
We're
not
getting
going to have
humans?
you go. Yeah, you're going to talk to
Oh,
humans.
great.
You're not going to talk to some, press this 5 for this and 2 for that and the other. Literally, when you call in, you're going to go directly to a human being, like you said, and you're going to talk to somebody. Again, another thing that we just go above and beyond and make sure that we can help troubleshoot your issue, or if you're happy and you want to talk to us, like we have those people. Like literally there's people that call in, they're like, hey dude, did you know that you can save, like get fuel miles savings? We're like, we've kind of heard that,
Yeah,
but no, literally there's people that use TorsionFlex products, and they tell us, like, if they're over the road people a couple thousand miles, they're saving up to 1 to 2 miles per gallon, as much as 3 miles per gallon, but more commonly 1 to 2 miles per gallon of fuel
I
savings.
love it.
So all sorts of things that we have experience with. We're here to support you and your customers. That's the bottom
Yeah.
line.
And I think too that is probably why, and I want you to answer this, but why does it make sense for you to be a part of the AgPack program and the Drivin Agricultural team and all the things Certified Ag Group? I mean, how does that fit into Gen-Y?
It's totally parallel to what we believe in: blue collar, hardworking Americans, right? Or not even just American, Canadians. We sell our products through all over the world, to Australia. But to answer your question, that's exactly why, because it works as hard as you do. That hitch, it will outlast your truck. I'm not even kidding you. Like it, we've had people that like, it literally does. It'll outlast the truck.
Well, and I can't wait to see this hitch on an ag wagon. I'm sure it's going to look really sharp, just like it does
Yeah,
on the ag wagon.
yeah,
Okay, tell everybody what your ag pack offer is, because everybody that has their ag pack ID that's part of the Ag Truck Trader
yeah.
program gets these incentives specifically and exclusively through being an ag pack member. So tell us a little bit about what your ag pack offer is.
Super stoked about it. So everything on our website, again, go back to our website. If you go on our website, anything that you see on the website will get you 20% discount off anything you want. So 20% discount. That's
Awesome.
huge.
That's huge.
For end consumers. That's massive savings. So that's anything from what we talked about. The Mega Duty, the Boss, the Spartan, which is the TorsionFlex gooseneck coupler for your horse trailer, but also the Executive, which is our TorsionFlex pin box for the RV. So obviously, you guys probably do RVs. Take the RV to the rodeo so you can sleep in it overnight, or a couple days or a couple evenings. So we have a TorsionFlex pin box as well. It doesn't stop there. We also have aluminum loading ramps. The aluminum loading ramps are awesome for like you talked about your ATV.
Hmm.
So think about if you have a ramp, your current, I'm assuming like you have a steel ramp at this
Yep.
point. And so for any of those listeners out there that have a dump trailer, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Just I'd say a month and a half, 2 months ago, we actually had a dump trailer in the back that somebody let us borrow. And when I went to use it, I was like, somebody left the steel loading ramps in the dump trailer. I'm like, so I have to take them out, and I almost broke my back. I'm not even kidding you. Like they're so heavy. So with our aluminum loading ramps, it's not even half the weight. So the most popular ramp, it weighs 54 pounds for one ramp. So it's an 8-foot ramp, and if you buy the pair of 8-foot ramps, your capacity to load up is 10,000
Oh,
pounds.
wow.
So it's an 8-foot ramp, 10,000 pound capacity. One ramp weighs 54 pounds. So anybody can take that ramp and move it around. It's not going to break your back. Um, I'm also not the strongest guy, but yeah, I'm pretty strong. But
I was gonna say, I mean, being a woman on a farm, like I
yeah,
would say I'm pretty strong, right? I get to lift bags of
yeah,
feed all the time and feed my horses and cattle, but I do think that that plays a huge part in being able to just transport, not smash your toes, not smash your hands.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's all a bonus.
And that's all a part of that 20% discount. Again, if you're interested in loading ramps, they too get a 20% discount. So
Well,
super excited about that.
I am super excited about it as well. Everything that I've heard today about Gen-Y Hitch seems like it is just off the wall. Super excited that you're a part of that new AgPack program and one of our partners. Welcome to the team. You can't ever
Thank you.
leave. You'll always
Thanks,
be
Jordan. I
here.
really appreciate it.
And
Yeah,
yeah, Jason, thank you so much for sharing all this knowledge today. How can people? I mean, I know I have a bunch more questions. We're trying to keep this short because I know everybody's got a
yeah.
busy schedule. How can people get a hold of you guys and follow through and ask some more questions that they have about the Gen-Y Hitch?
I was just thinking about that. Yeah. So for as far as calling in, if you have any questions like, hey, would this hitch work with my setup? go ahead and call in. We're more than happy to answer that question for you. So it's 574-218-6363. You can also email us at sales@genyhitch.com. They'll answer the question. If you go on our website, there's instant messaging on there. You can get a hold of us that way. You can go on our website and research. There's most of everything that we, as far as specs, weight capacities, videos, things like that, we have it on our website. You can go to YouTube channel for the GEN-Y YouTube channel. You can find all of our videos on there. And then just plug into our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We're all, so we have most of the major social media platforms. We're utilizing those. And you can find information on the GEN-Y on those social media platforms as well.
Well, I think it's great. Go check out GenYHitch.com. I can't wait to see how my horses react to this because I'm definitely going to be trying it out. Thank you so much for taking time today. Welcome to the AgPack team. And we can't wait to see all the great things that come with you guys being a part of the Certified Ag Dealer.
Thank you for having us.